Hello, this is Ahmed Sheikot. I'm back with a video on the kind of challenges students of Bangladeshi origin face on a regular basis to improve their speaking section in English. Whenever we talk about this very foreign language, we are always stuck with some very crucial problems. For the very first sight, when they actually start to speak English, they actually do not find the right partner to speak or communicate in this very language. I mean, every teacher, whether it be in British Council or IDP or even someone who is teaching in Bangladesh, will always be talking about four skills: listening, reading, writing and speaking modules. But at the end of the day, it's up to the very particular learner who is always trying to learn this very foreign language, because the English actually ruled us for 190 years, and they left these three things: language of English, Christian religion, and some other their cultural aspects of Christianity and Western culture. And at the end of the day, when they left all this literature, culture, religious issues and religion, we actually accepted a part of their segment, like we accepted their laws, but we didn't accept much of what they believed, right? We unwittingly and unwillingly accepted the religion, like the kind of language they used to speak. We tried to copy them, but we utterly failed. But in a country like Bangladesh, when English has emerged as a victor in the communication of the global paradigm, now it's been very much difficult for people like us to get connected with the people outside world, and we are somehow under extreme amount of pressure to get connected with the people out there speaking different languages. The very fact about the problem of our Bangladeshi learners who actually start speaking English or try to learn English at the very initial stage, they do not actually try to learn that it's a language like another language. I learned my language of my mother in a way that I had no knowledge about it. Actually, it was my mom who taught me how to actually express my expressions in a meaningful manner. Actually, I just chose some specific words and then I made sentences in accordance with my choice. The very fact about English is always the same. I mean, you gotta learn specific vocabularies, and you, as we are not the native speakers of English, it's better if we learn grammar. But when you talk about the people, or when we talk about the predecessors of our age, I'm talking about our forefathers, our grandparents, who used to learn English as a medium of education. When you go to an English medium school, kids of only 10 or 11 years speaking so wonderful English, it amazes everyone. Can you not do the same? Of course you can. It's always about practice. You gotta have a partner who will always encourage your ongoing. You remember that you gotta listen to the podcast, you gotta listen to the materials that are available for you to listen to, and you most importantly will have to be in interaction with someone who can speak a very wonderful English, who will always encourage you that you're gonna improve. But at the end of the day, whenever we talk about something like English, we are always stuck with the very same principle of inertia. We are always stuck with the scaremongering principle, like we don't or can't. Somehow we are just actually confining ourselves inside the cocoons. You must remember, you gotta learn the fundamentals of grammar, and you must have specific amount of vocabularies through which you will be able to make meaningful expressions. Whenever I'm building a wall, I need certain amount of bricks, I need certain amount of cements. So the fact regarding making the same meaningful expression in English is also the same. You gotta learn huge amount of vocabulary. and you will be able to collect, you will be able to enrich your vocabulary through getting in contact with the people who are already speaking English, who have great amount of fluency in English, and the people who can write, speak, and interact in a standard form of English. Most importantly, this is a very most important point I am going to raise in front of everyone who are going to learn English, because we are not the native speaker of this language. So we gotta be more conscious regarding the kind of problems we are facing. We must collect the reading materials that are available for us. We can keep a diary and we can write down our thoughts. Whenever you just start writing diary, whenever you form the habit of writing down something on your PC, just try to understand. You're gonna make a lot of mistakes at the very first time. Just start from the scratch. People don't learn, many people just actually go out. Many people leave the fight whenever they fail, whenever someone mocks them. Remember, you gotta learn from the very scratch. Even whenever people like me, even I also started by making thousands of mistakes. Still I am making mistakes. I am very much cautious that I am making mistakes, and I am very much proudly saying that, speaking, that I have no problem with the mistakes I am making. It's about the communication at the end of the day. But when you are going to a formal session, when you are going to United Nations General Assembly, then you will have to, just if you would like to speak English, you will have to speak in English, which will not create sensation, which will not create sort of the ridiculous feeling within the people. You at least can or should have that amount of confidence that you also can make sentence in your language, the ways you are speaking in this foreign language. So keep a diary, read the newspapers, listen to the people who can speak English fluently, get in with them, always be with someone who will always encourage you on going, and most importantly, always try to believe that you are going to win at the end of the day, because it's a battle. If you continue this way for one or 2 months, I can promise you are gonna be someone like a native speaker. You are going to, in fact, win this world of speaking English, and that's the aspiration I am going to expect from you. That's the dream you will have to dream. Thank you so much.